All right. Welcome to another episode of The Bastard Sermon. It is just me, Luke. Cody was another irresponsible fuck that couldn't schedule his appointment for his tattoo on any other day except for the day he has to record a podcast. The one day he's got obligations, you know? But it's whatever. So with me, I'm not going to do a singular episode with just myself this time. I've got my good, long life best friend, Austin Reed, with me here. Lover. Let's give it up. So thanks, Austin. I'm glad you could finally do this with me.
Oh, I'm glad to do it.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for having me on.
We're gonna get into some stuff. We're gonna talk about things that you and I would typically talk about without a microphone on in front of us. And if the audio does sound differently, listeners, it's because we're not on individual mics. It's been a long time, but long-time listeners, we busted out the old Snowball mic. It's been a long time, a couple, like 100 episodes or so, exactly, maybe, since the last time the Snowball has appeared, but yeah, it's back. So, how you been, dude? What's going on with you?
I'm doing good, man.
How's life?
It's good.
Yeah?
Doing good.
We're hanging out here in your nice new apartment.
Yeah.
You've been here for how long now?
Going on 3 months.
3 months? It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
So, listeners, just like me, Austin is also a mall ninja. Right now in front of us, next to his TV, he's got a large assortment of swords.
Yeah.
Just like me, I see a claymore there, or no, I would say a broadsword.
Yeah.
Yeah, a nice broadsword and a leather.
Got like 5
leather scabbard.
Bleach katanas.
Yeah, you got
Actually, I think all of my katanas are from Bleach exclusively.
Yeah, you got Tensa Zangetsu over there. You got Benny Hime over there.
I have Kenpachi's, whatever his was called. I don't remember.
He didn't find his name until the end of the manga.
Okay, gotcha.
I forget what it is too. Yeah, he never knew his name or his sword's name in the show.
The Ice Dragon dude. I can blanking on his name right
Hyorin Maru.
Yeah, that's back there.
Yeah, man. So we I guess we started our anime sword collection at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gatlinburg. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we my first time out of the States, I was fortunately invited by Austin and his family. We went to Gatlinburg, and I bought what did I buy? A Keyblade?
You did? Yeah.
Did you buy anything that time?
I'm sure I did. I don't remember which one it was.
I think you bought the Blade sword.
Oh yeah, you're right. I still have
the
that
sword
too. That's
from Blade.
Yeah, that's tucked in the back there. Yep.
Yeah, man. God damn. And it's just grown since then. Like you've got a huge collection. I've got like chakrams and shit like that.
Right.
Weird shit.
Yeah. I want many more.
Yeah, you have like any other anime swords in mind specifically?
Oh, specifically? No, I feel like Bleach just has the best swords. I don't know. I've seen like Sasuke's from Naruto and a couple different animes, but the Bleach just has the biggest selection, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. So we just started this episode, and right beforehand we were watching some music videos and eating some Taco Bell. And
just like the good old days.
Just like the good old days, we used to spend basically every Friday evening, night, probably Saturday mornings together for
even full weekends sometimes.
Even full weekends, yeah, for years.
Mm-hmm.
And we would do the same shit: Taco Bell, Halo. But you know what though? I ate Taco Bell twice today.
We could have went somewhere else.
No way. I was just like, yeah, this is happening. I could have said something and said like, no, like let's eat something else.
Taco Bell sounds good.
Yeah, exactly. Go. Like you just got off work, you said Taco Bell sounds good. I wasn't about to fight that. I was like, my homie's about to do a show with me. He's hungry for Taco Bell. I'm about to let him eat some Taco Bell. Yeah, dude. I basically ate the same thing I ate earlier in the day too. I feel as gross as it sounds.
I feel pretty gross right now, not gonna lie.
So listeners,
but it was worth it.
Yeah, it was. I ate like yesterday. I ate 3 Doritos tacos and a chicken case, but I only ate half the chicken case.
That's where it's at.
And then the chicken case is amazing.
It is.
But then today with you, I ate the entire chicken case and just one Doritos taco.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got one remainder in front of me here.
I change it up every time I go. I get something different every time. Between the Doritos tacos, the chicken quesadilla, the chili cheese burritos, the cheesy gordita crunch, they got a lot of good different things.
See, I'm just not like that. I've never been built that way. Like, even when I was younger, and I'm sure I'll die this way, man. If I find something that I like and tastes good,
chicken tenders, dude.
That's it. Yeah, see, like listeners, everywhere. Patrick, before Patrick was the chicken tender king, I was the chicken tender king. Tender king. I only ate chicken tenders. I don't think I got into the burger game till like high school.
Yeah.
For real.
I believe it.
Yeah, I remember my first burger. I was like getting a ride home from high school from like a friend's mom and him, and they stopped through McDonald's and they were like, "Do you want a burger, Luke?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I guess." I was starving. And they gave it to me. It had pickles on it. Picked that shit off, but I ate the rest. I was like,
pickles "This is the best part."
Nah, dude, fuck pickles to death, and I'll die on that grave. No, I'll die on that grave.
Actually,
fuck
I knew that
pickles
about
to
you. I
death.
forgot we've had this disagreement before for sure.
I hate pickles
I
so
love
much.
Pickles. I eat pickles by themselves all the time.
But I ate it like out of fear because I've been put in so many like fear food situations because I'm such a picky eater. Like like I have to. Yeah. So I took the pickles off and I crumbled it up in the wrapper because that's easily hideable. You know, you can make sure that disappears.
Yeah.
But like it had the ketchup and the mustard mix, and I was like, ugh, and it's got clumps of
when I first
diced onions, and I was like, this is gonna be so foul, and I bit it, and I was like, this is the most dank thing I've ever eaten in my life.
When I first tried cheeseburgers and stuff from, like, I don't know, McDonald's or wherever when I was a kid, I hated them. Like, I thought they were disgusting. But once I got to my, like, teenager years, they were delicious.
Yeah. Dog, dude, I fuck a burger up, dude. I ask for shit on that. I ask for, like, onion rings on that and, like, lettuce and stuff. Damn. But get out of my face with tomatoes, though. I don't think... it'll be a minute before I decide
tomatoes don't bother me.
Eat a tomato.
It doesn't bother me.
Really?
Mm-mm. when I order a burger, I don't take anything off of it typically.
Dude, my girlfriend is one of those psychopaths that could just eat a tomato like an apple.
Really?
Yeah, just bite into it. Yeah, there's maniacs that exist like that. Weird. Did you know that?
I did not.
There's people that exist like that. I knew about people that existed like that before my girlfriend did it. And yeah.
Gotcha. I didn't know that. That's odd.
I'm pretty sure she told me that. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she told me that. Either way, I love you, Liz. What's up? What's going on, Alyssa? You can ask your question.
He's gonna cut it. He can cut it out later. What's up? I don't know. Is it not in there? I do have no idea.
All right, so, whenever we like hang out after long periods of times, like, do you ever think about like our origins, like how we first met?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys fucking made fun of me at Dunham all the time, and we ended up being best friends.
I hated you.
It was like my first day of Dunham, and we went around, we were kids at the time, and we had to pick a favorite shape.
No, it was a favorite word.
Favorite word, that's what it was. Favorite word. And I thought I was cool and said trapezoid, but apparently that was the wrong answer because I got made fun of for
goddamn
that
right. You're
for the next 3 months.
I remember everything about meeting.
Luke's was fucking cheese or some shit.
It for sure was, cause anyone who knows me, I'm a shtick type of individual. I got shticks. I got words. I've got things that I like to say or do that people will cling to from time to time.
I've definitely stolen some of yours.
And cheese was one of them for sure. But it was that first meeting.
I was trying to sound sophisticated with trapezoid when everybody else was saying cheese and different stuff like that.
Nah, man, if you're hanging out with dumb people, you gotta meet them at their dumb level, dude. Don't try to rise above dumb people. You just make them angry.
You can't tell me trapezoid isn't a cool word.
No, I can't. I have to stick by the hill that I fucking first judged you on. I have to stand on it. Yeah, like we first met at like an RN or what is it? There's like RCA like kid after school program things, and it was at the Dunham location in Price Hill, And I went there even after school. Like, this was a round-the-clock thing for me. It was a way for my parents to get me social skills and shit like that without keeping me trapped up in the house forever. And so I went there, and I had friends. So, like, as soon as school was out, I got to go to Dunham, talk to some friends. When school was out for the summer, I got to hang out with my friends every day. It was awesome. And cool. I had the crew, man. I remember it was Ryan. Do you remember what Ryan's last? Ryan Mormon. It was Ryan Mormon. It was Corey something or other. I don't remember Corey's last name.
Wasn't there a Matt or am I? Maybe
I don't know if there's a Max Keeney.
Max Keeney. That's
Max
what I was
Keeney.
Yeah.
And then David Sickman.
Yep.
And so that we have the morning meeting. We're all like we're called the Explorers because we're all like adolescents. We're like 13 and 14-year-olds. And our morning meeting is they're like, all right, guys, we're about to go to Beach Water Park. We're going to come up with an acronym of all our favorite words, and we're going to say it out loud. And when we say it, everyone's going to get rally up, okay? Which is like an impossible thing to do because like everyone, like every single kid is retarded in this room. And like you could just get a whole bunch of words that start with M or something, and you're just going to be humming like at this park. No one's going to fucking hear you. Just going to be like, hey, fucking kids from Dunham, rally up, you know? Like skip the stupid exercise. This is dumb. But
there were definitely a lot of stupid exercises.
Austin says trapezoid. And after the morning meeting ends, I remember I'm like I wasn't.
This was my first day, by the way.
Like Max and
they
Ryan. Yeah, we had been there for years. And this is Austin's first day, and Austin's stepsister McKaylin comes, and we all make our first words, and we all like gather together, right? It's the dudes, and they're like, hey man, Luke, like, what do you think? Are we gonna hang out with this guy? I was like, fucking no, dude.
He said trapezoid. You gotta be
trapezoid. This kid sucks. And I think you were like wearing a flat bill too, I'm sure.
Oh,
I'm sure probably. I said something about it.
Probably.
I'm sure I did.
I went through a fucking flat bill phase for a while there.
But yeah, man, I hated your guts, man. That you were like, you and a bunch of other, there was a handful of kids that we just made fun of.
I don't remember what got me into the crew, because I started to get into it towards the end there.
I think it was because of David. David got got us to like a bunch of the weird kids.
Yeah, you're right.
We were
you
a bunch
right, because I did hang out with Sickman first.
The more I talk about my past as a kid, like, yeah, I had a horrific raise with my parents. But I was such a piece of shit with all the other kids I was raised around. Like, I definitely bullied kids in Catholic school for sure. Like, thinking back on it with Eric. And, like, I definitely, like, I picked on you and other kids with my friends at Dunham. Like, holy fuck, I was such a piece of shit.
I honestly don't even remember how me and Sickman started talking. But I do remember that I hung out with him first. And we actually hung out outside of Dunham. Like, I stayed the night one night for some reason. I don't know how that even came about.
Yeah,
the next thing I knew, I was hanging out with everybody. It was, I don't know.
Yeah, David would he would just talk to people and hang out with them, and then like with Dunham, the summer camp with the Explorers and like the older kids, they would just let us go fucking anywhere we want. Mm-hmm. They would like let us go out to the water camp. They would, or water park. They would let us go out to these amusement parks and shit, Coney Island, and just roam free.
Yep.
Like without being watched
just
for
give us a time
real.
To be back by. And
that's it. Just meet here at this time. Don't be gone.
It was awesome.
It was amazing.
It was fucking cool.
And I forget what I was getting at. What were you just talking about?
We were making fun of me for saying trapezoid, and then me getting into the friends groups.
Oh yeah, and David would just like show up with us because we would meet up at like a ride or whatever, and then David would show up with like PJ or someone. Like he would just have some like random like weirdo dork kid with him, and then he would just hang out with us too. And slowly but surely, we're like, hey, these weird kids are fucking cool. Like, God, we were such fucking dicks. Yeah, PJ was cool. You ended up being cool, and I hated it when when I had to become friends with you, dude. I remember it. I went over to Sickman's on the weekends because I was friends with him for a long time, and then you became friends with him. And I remember one weekend we were planning for me to stay the night, and you come over and like you got your guitar. Like you got your backpack, little. You got your guitar, yeah, and we're watching like Superbad and shit, and you guys already got like a nightly routine, like we got like a 12-pack of Mountain Dew, we're gonna get Taco Bell, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how long have you been hanging out with this nerd? Like, fuck you guys. Like, you guys got like this friendship that I didn't know about. Like, this is fucking stupid. Hate this kid.
Yeah.
And then it just eventually was just like the most tight trio of all time for a hot ass minute.
We were unbreakable for a while.
And then David sucked ass. But anyways, moving on.
R.I.P.
Dude, there's a bunch of good times at Dunham. Like, what specific memories stick out to you when you think about like back to those times?
Fucking Poisonberry.
Poisonberry,
that shit
dude.
Was so much fun.
Poisonberry was awesome. Poisonberry was how you made real enemies outside of the game.
It was so fun and competitive. That's why I loved it.
Poisonberry, listeners, if you haven't played it, was this game we would play in the gymnasium where you had a kickball. And basically, if you had possession of the ball, you got to take 3 steps. And at the end of your 3rd step, you had to stay in place. You couldn't move again unless you threw the ball at a wall and was able to take possession of it. Again, yeah. Some dickheads would just drop the ball and roll it and let it bounce off the ground and pick it up and say that counted, and it wasn't. And there's a lot of rule debates, but...
Yeah, it's just dodgeball, but
it's just
the
dodgeball.
Person who has the ball can only take 3 steps, and then they either have to bounce it off of a wall to be able to take 3 more steps, or they have to throw it at somebody to try and get them out.
But it's collective. So, like... Say, like, it's me and Austin and his girlfriend's in the other room. So say I have the ball and I get out, his girlfriend and the stranger in the apartment next door, and then Austin gets the ball because I lose it because I threw the ball at somebody. He grabs it and throws the ball at me, and now I'm out. The people that I got out, his girlfriend and the stranger, are now back in the game.
Yeah, so it came down to one person having to pretty much get every person out by themselves.
Yeah, and they would fill the gymnasium with, like, every age group. So it's, like, 1v99.
Yeah,
like,
it was chaotic.
It was chaotic, but you would, and you're thinking, like, there's no way these games ended. They would. Yeah. So like, whenever someone would lose or win the game, it got heated. It would be down to 2 people, like, in a gymnasium, and if they lost, there would be an eruption of excitement because all 99 kids are screaming and running back into play. If they caught
the ball, all 99 kids come back into play.
Fucking miserable, dude. It was such a fun game, dude.
It was fun.
But like, what else stands out? Like, any specific, like, any time, any trip, any moment with the group of dudes?
Trip wise, I don't. They were all fun once I was in the group. When I wasn't in the group, not so much, but. All of the trips were fun. I remember going in the morning and us all taking turns playing Guitar Hero before we'd leave for our trip for the day.
Dude, Guitar Hero was the shit.
Guitar Hero was the shit.
Everybody got 2 songs, and that was it. Unless you play Freebird or...
Freebird only counted
Rage Against the Machine, and then that was it. Hold the fucking phone, listeners. Alright, listeners, we're back. We had to take a little break there. We had the tornado sirens hit us.
Yep.
We were recording this. Was this Friday night?
Yep.
Friday night, and it's been stormy all day.
Yeah, on and off.
With the tornado sirens going off, had to shut this bitch down.
But we're go outside to check it out.
Smoke a little bit of weed too. Smoke a little bit of weed.
I love how tornado sirens came on and we went outside.
Had a smoke.
See what's going on.
Yeah. Gotta go towards the danger to investigate.
Yeah, if a tornado picks me up, whatever.
Our regular thing when we hung out on weekends, and even when we got older and stopped hanging out on weekends, we would play Halo a fuckload.
We were masters at that game.
Dude, so many good weekends
if our full team was
on Halo.
We weren't losing.
No way. I especially Clint. I don't know why we didn't talk about it when Clint was on the show, actually, but there was one game Clint and I had. It was duels on Halo 3, and it was me and him versus these 2 I forget how high of a level they were, or no, maybe it was
General
3.
Was the highest.
Maybe it was 3 of them. Maybe like our teammates had quit or something like that. Either way, we were like outgunned and outmatched, but we had like somehow completely wrecked them, just us. It was a really intense match, but
so many good times on that game,
dude. Especially when you like got to do online matchmaking and meet like pretty cool Randys that are like, hey, you should check out these custom game matches that I have.
Oh, yeah.
And like the custom maps they have are hacked and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like Sand Trap, but they've got like 4 elephants just like spinning in a circle like around the map.
There's a lot of crazy shit.
Oh my god, yeah, dude. My favorite though. I was just telling this to Liz the other night when I was explaining to her like the Halo game nights was like Fat Man.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the Fat Man game type? Yeah. Dude, the Fat Man game type. 1 infected, he had the heavy weapons while all the survivors had to like maneuver their way through like a maze of traps and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Fat Man slowly gangs up on you to kill you. It's like a Mike Myers type of situation. He walks to kill you, right. But he somehow gets you every time.
You gotta you gotta do all the obstacles and shit.
But yeah, man, there was just so many goddamn good nights, and that's how I had met your cousin Fetty initially.
Yeah, and Jordan,
the Juggalos. That's
it
how
me, you, and Sickman had our little crew, and then we always would play games with Fetty, Jordan. Who else was there at the time? Probably Bo at some points. Brody maybe.
Brody, yeah.
Yeah.
Brody for sure. I think that was it.
I've met a lot of good friends online, actually.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so listeners, the Juggalo fetish that we've had going on the show for so long, and the legendary Juggalo episode we had with Fetty and Lucia, this is my connection to him. This is Austin. This is Fetty's cousin.
Yep.
The first time I actually met Fetty in person was hanging out with you and your stepdad and mom. We went over to his place in the country.
I love that place.
Dude, that place is awesome. So much. Yeah, unfortunately they don't have it anymore. And rest in peace, Gran. R.I.P. Rip. I'm gonna pour out some of this Kool-Aid for her, in not a joking manner at all.
Don't pour Kool-Aid on my carpet.
Oh, I won't dare. I'll pour it outside on your deck. Stain it. But yeah, like I met Fetty and as soon as
we all smoked.
Yeah, but like
it was a good time.
Yeah, I come out of your van and we're in the garage right away. Pap is working on like their own minivan.
Yeah.
He's shirtless. Granny's in the TV room with your mom and some other people.
Yeah.
And I go back with you and Fetty in his room. And this dude's got Juggalo memorabilia head to toe with video games everywhere. And I was just like, dang, these guys are cool. Because, like, I knew one Juggalo from elementary school. This guy, Billy Yoakum, or William Yoakum. And I only knew he was a Juggalo from, like, the stickers and shit that was on the back of his mom's, like, Jeep and shit.
Oh,
and I was
really?
like, oh, well, this guy's pretty cool. And then, like, I had a sleepover with Billy and this dude named Tyler. And Tyler also listened to some Juggalo music, or some ICP. And he played this song that was, like, about the 3 Little Pigs and shit like that. And I was like, oh, so this is, like, funny music. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then, like, I got to high school, and I heard nothing but, like, cringe stories. And then my friend showed me, like, American Juggalo, and I was like, oh, these guys are dirtbag maniacs. Like, they're all just psychopaths. Yeah. And then as soon as I met Fetty and I found out it was a Juggalo, and then I found out how cool he was, I was like, there are some nice Juggalos out there, you know? It was kind of like a racist. It was kind of like a racist meeting, like a really nice black guy. Like, maybe they're not all the same, you know what I mean? Like, it was fucking weird. It was fucking super weird.
Yeah, I had that same image in my head before Fetty became a Juggalo, that's for sure. I just had that same image in my head for him.
He's just, he was such an overwhelmingly nice guy from the start, like right away. And he had those super awesome like 4-wheelers and shit that they would all ride around on the land and in the woods and shit. But I remember the first thing we did, you like walked me and Fetty out to the side of the house because you wanted to show me this big ass swing on the rope, and y'all are just like climbing up this like 10-foot tall tree and just like leaping out and swinging. I'm just like, what the, like, I'm being such a bitch about it. I finally did it, but I only did it the once.
It's a lot of fun.
That shit was cool. Like, God, dude, being a sheltered motherfucker in Priceville sucked, dude. I wish I was raised as like,
I got lucky as far as that went.
Right, you know, some country bumpkin shit. But yeah, what was your like? What was it like first meeting Fetty? You know, because he's a family member, not by blood, but through marriage. But you guys have such a tight relationship.
It was awesome. We've both changed so much since when we first met each other. Because I mean, we met when we were kids. I think my mom and Donald got together when I was 2. So I've known him since she got together with Donald. So I've known him since I was 2 years old. But yeah, we've went through phases together, but we've always stuck together, and I don't know, we've had a really good bond.
Yeah.
Been there for each other.
So what was it like when he was like, I'm sure he did the same thing that he does now, where he's like, hey, just check out the song real quick. Like, what was it like when he first got into Juggalo music? Was he like hardcore trying to convince you, like, paint your face, dude? Like,
whatever new thing Fetty got into, he would always try and get you to like it too. That's for sure. And I mean, they showed me a lot of good stuff too, a lot of good music and tons of different things. But I was a little concerned at first when it came to the ICP stuff. I was like, oh god. But it's not bad. I was just being over dramatic, and you know, I had that image in my head, and it turns out nothing to be like that at all. So
the face paint is such it throws you off.
It does.
It's a hard thing to get past from being an outsider.
Yep.
But yeah, still weirdo. Still weirdos.
Some of the best people I know are juggalos now.
For sure.
I feel like this just sounds racist.
No,
we're talking about juggalos.
You know what? Fuck juggalos. Fuck their dirty, smelly, non-showering, fucking sticky asses, dude. Yeah, man, you're all sticky. You guys just get showered and pop. Come on now. You sit in your car, 6-hour drive home. Just I'm just fucking around. So, I mean, we weren't much better when it came to shit ass music.
No,
looking back, we had some
my old music makes super me cringe
cringe music, bro. We would have I hope listeners light my ass up on this in the Facebook page. And if you aren't a part of it yet, go ahead and join it. The Bastard Sermon Facebook group page.
Join it.
Some of the hardest memes and videos are shared in that group page. That is the most active Facebook page
ruthless.
I'm a part of. I love it. I love the fan base. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, I forget what I was just going on about. Oh yeah, our terrible taste in music. We would like for hours and days and weekends just like drive around just singing fucking like All Time Low.
Oh yeah.
Like to the top of our lungs. Mayday Parade. Red Jumpsuit Apparatus.
Even the heavier stuff. What we thought was heavy
Yellow
back then.
Card.
Asking Alexandria. Attack.
We Came as Romans.
Icy Stars.
Oh my god, the Icy Stars.
We Came as Romans was the first band that really got me into that genre.
Yeah.
And I fucking fell in love.
Yeah, man.
I fell in love. I used to have so much We Came as Romans merchandise. I still have 3 of their CDs signed by all of the band members. Rest in peace, Kyle.
Rip Kyle.
But
I'll pour out some more Kool-Aid for that guy too.
That was definitely one of the first heavier bands that I ever got into and got me into the metal scene of music, really.
We Came as Romans was for you. I've said this before on the show. Attack was mine.
Yeah, Attack was good too. I loved Attack.
Dude, when I first heard Bro Ashley is here, I was like, oh, this is the new shit.
Yeah.
This is music people don't know about yet.
Right.
Like, you know, and
Austin Carlisle is still to this day one of my favorites, but
Hey, that dude's not doing nothing.
No, he's not doing anything. Yeah, and I've heard he's not a good guy. I could be wrong on that. But
you know what he's doing right now?
What's that?
He's living in Brazil with his wife, and I think he has a kid now, and he does like prayer speeches and shit at churches.
Oh, you know what? I saw that somewhere actually. It might have been in one of the metal magazines or something talking about him. But yeah. I think I saw something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy was amazing back.
But he had some sort of medical condition that was, I forget what it
Marfan's
was. Yeah, that's
disease.
What it was.
Yeah,
that was messing him up. So I mean, I understand.
Yeah, I get it.
To take a break.
Yeah, I heard a whole fuckload of terrible stories about that guy though.
I know. I've heard the same stuff, which sucks because you fall in love with these people's music, and then you find out they do this terrible shit, and then you kind of feel guilty for listening to their music still. I feel like it's supporting them. But
now you know what it's like to be in the shoes of like a Michael Jackson fan and shit like that. You know what I mean?
But at the same time, with most of these artists, they're in a band, so I don't stop listening completely because the whole band didn't do everything wrong.
They didn't collectively do anything fucked up.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They didn't collectively sexually assault that fan.
Yeah,
like
when it comes to bands, it doesn't really bother me. I'll still listen to the music if there's one bad guy, bad person in that band, whatever. Right. But when it comes to like individual artists, then it's kind of hard to continue to support them, at least in my opinion. Like Johnny Craig, I loved his stuff, but like knowing some of the shit or at least what he's been accused of and hearing him talk,
man.
I can't even listen to that guy's music anymore, even though I loved it, just because I don't want to support him.
Yeah, he's got such a good original voice and everything, but if he could just get his life together, he could really go places. And I also feel that guy specifically, if he were to like step out of the angle of like the demographic, I guess he's really hitting, like he's singing R&B music to metal kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like he needs to stop doing that. He needs to start singing R&B music to R&B listeners and other shit. Like there's another artist I would liken him to that I think is making the correct moves. If you've ever heard of Teddy Swims before,
I've heard of, yeah.
Teddy Swims is amazing. Teddy Swims is Johnny Craig done right.
Really?
Yeah, he's a bigger white dude. Neck tattoos, face tattoos everywhere. Yeah. He's got the Pac bandana on his forehead with the knot up on the corner and to the side.
Right.
And he's got an amazing, smooth R&B voice.
Okay.
It's very original. He's got an EP out right now. I think it's called "Set the Bed on Fire." It's amazing.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
It's amazing. His voice is one of a kind. I love shit like that. So if you guys aren't just like Cody and only listen to Slayer exclusively and have a good taste in music, I would recommend go checking out Teddy Swims. Don't be a piece of shit like Cody. I can't repeat that enough. So what games got you into video games? You know what I mean?
Oh man, that's a hard question.
I know it's a hard question.
I grew up with Jason Reed as my uncle, who had every console.
I love your uncle. Your
uncle's had almost every game that came out, and he would let me come over. And I would be over there a lot because he lived with my grandparents at the time, his mom and dad, and I would be babysat by them all the time. So I would go over there, and he would just let me play games all day long, and he'd play them with me too.
Yeah.
And I don't really remember what, like, my first... I had a Sega. That was the first console that I ever owned, was the Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
And I had, like, NBA Jam. I had, what's it called? Shit. I'm blanking on the name. I don't know, I have to come back to it.
Shaq and the Forever Man.
Yeah, that's what it was. How'd you know?
If it's Jason Reed and a Sega awesome. Gen, it's Shaq and the Forever Man. You know I own it.
Fucking awesome.
You know I own it.
I did not.
I do.
Have you played it? It's fucking hard.
It is hard, but it's one really of those games that's like when you beat a level and you get past it, it gives you a password, and that's your save file.
Right.
It's like, you want to get back to this point again, you better have this password on hand.
Right.
If you don't, you're starting this game over again, buddy.
That was an awesome game. Very hard. I don't think I actually ever beat it.
No fucking way! I would love to see someone beat Chad-K the Forever Man.
We sit down and try and beat it.
I'm down. I have it. I swear to God, I have it. I remember awesome. It was Jason Reed. His uncle has like a huge wealth of knowledge of like video game and like
some comics.
Yeah, some comics. Like he's just got like a big wealth of knowledge on like obscure shit with stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And when he was telling me about Chad-K and the Forever Man, because I had seen some
story.
because I had seen some like fan art he had as a wallpaper.
Yeah.
Because at work, Jason's wall like screensaver was amazing.
Oh yeah.
There was like no music allowed in the warehouse.
Have the coolest screensavers ever.
Yeah, there's no music allowed in the warehouse, but Jason Reed has got music on the computer. Why? Because Jason Reed is allowed to do whatever the fuck he wants. So he's playing music, and he's got this like screensaver slideshow of like 3,000 different pictures. Like it was always something different.
Yeah.
And but sometimes you would see the same thing somehow. And Chad-K and the Forever Man was one of them, and he told me about it. He was like, yeah, he's this guy who killed literally everything, and then when he died, he met death, and he tried to fight death, and he lost to death, and death cursed him to fight everything
forever
from past, present, and future. He has to kill everything, and once he's killed everything that's ever lived or will live, he can then die.
Yeah.
Which is obviously an impossible fucking task.
Right.
So Chad-K and the Forever Man will just kill forever. He's the Forever Man, dude.
Yeah.
God, that would be such a terrible fate to live.
It would. It definitely would.
It like reminds me of
It was a dark
Guts
game,
almost.
and it was the original consoles. That's one of the reasons I loved it too, because I don't know why, but I'm attracted to those dark vibe games like that.
Yeah, you've got a big old thing for Dark Souls.
I do. I love Dark Souls.
I remember
all of the lore to it, and I love how it leaves it open so you can kind of piece shit together yourself. But the story is actually really, really cool when it's all put together. If you follow the lore.
Yeah, like I remember that specific period of like video game time. Cause you would like text me or call me all the time, like, "Hey, dude, this new game came out. Like, you gotta, like, I bought it. Like, you gotta buy it and check it out." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Like, yeah, I'll definitely do that." Like, Dragon's Dogma.
Oh my god, I'm so glad I got that game. That was so good.
Yeah, man. And then you were like, Dark Souls. Like, you gotta get Dark Souls. Like, all right, I'll get Dark Souls. So I got Dark Souls, and I fucking hated it.
I loved it.
I hated it so much.
The Dark Souls and video games like that came more from my stepdad Donald.
Yeah.
He used to play like there was a game called we played Medieval. There was a game that was kind of like Dark Souls. It was a PlayStation 1 game, Kingsfield. Yeah. Kingsfield was awesome. It was like a mix between Dark Souls and like a Elder Scrolls style game, and that's what really gave me the love for the Dark Souls and got me into the medieval fantasy type stuff.
I just I think I remember how far I got in it, and it wasn't far at all. I think I got to
in what, Dark Souls?
In Dark Souls, well, I've recently played it again and have made some progress recently. But like, when it first came out, and you told me to buy it, I had gotten past the Purgatory Demon, the Asylum Demon in the like initial tutorial level. And then,
if you could call that a tutorial.
Yeah, I guess. It's more like a fucking, like a reminder of what you got to come.
Yeah.
I got to that. I remember doing the spam that you told me about, like, hey dude, if you get like 99 arrows and shoot the dragon tail, you can get this sword. And I was like, alright. Yeah. So I did that.
The Drake sword from the Dragon's Tail.
Okay, so I think the farthest I got was the Gaping Dragon.
That's decently far into the game, really.
The Gaping Dragon, but I also don't think I ever like went to the
Zen's Fortress. Did you go there?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that was the next area for you to go. And then you'd have to fight Smough and Ornstein, and they are...
Yeah, never made it that far either.
I probably died to them.
Wait, no, I think I may have made them. I think that's where I may have quit, actually.
Smough and Ornstein?
Smough and Ornstein.
That's understandable, because I definitely quit for a period once I got to them. I could not beat them.
You know what? That was where I quit, because I remember when months ago when I started to pick it up again, I remember like when I got to, I forget what's the name of that castle area.
Zen's Fortress, or no, you're New Orlando.
New Orlando. When I first got to New Orlando, I was like, all right, this is where like I stopped before. Like I have to get past this to like get farther than I did all those years ago.
Yeah.
And I managed to, after like 8 days of dying, fighting Smo and Ornstein and getting like no help from like online players and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And I finally do, and then I continue to get my ass beat by the Four Kings because, like, apparently my build is shitty. And then, like, the weapons I invested in, I never should have invested in. Like, I invested all my souls and money in, like, the Drake sword. And Soul, our friend Drew, is like, no, you're an idiot. You never should have done that. Like,
it's good for the first half of the game.
Exactly.
Sure.
That's what he told me. He's like, it's good for the first half of the game, but...
That's it.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, so I have no stones to put into any more weapons. I don't have the souls for it either, you know? So I start a new game, straight strength, Claymore.
Oh, yeah, that's
I kill a Dark Knight, and I get a lucky drop of getting the Claymore.
Hell yeah.
I'm upgrading that bitch all of the way, the whole game. Like, that's my weapon. I get to the Four Kings again, still get my shit kicked in. Cannot beat the Four Kings,
they're
dude.
a tough boss. Once you figure it out, if you build your character well enough or you have the right weapons, it's not too bad. You have to immediately rush in and immediately rush the first one and try to kill the first one before the second one spawns. And you got to do that for each one. Because if you just kind of dodge attacks and stuff, they will all spawn, and then it will be a 4v1, and you're going to lose a 4v1.
That's easier said than done, though.
So you got to run in, just guns blazing right away, and try and kill the first one before the second one appears. It's hard to do, but you can at least get the first one very low by the time the second one appears, which makes it easier, and then you just kind of take them out in a chain reaction like that, where you just focus
It's a son of a bitch.
It's hard. It is hard.
One thing I had to like learn though playing that game, but I didn't learn it playing that game. I learned it playing Sekiro and Bloodborne because those were the games I played first before I played Bloodborne or Dark Souls. One thing I had to learn playing those games was when you get to a point, it's not about leveling up. It's not about collecting the souls or anything. You can just run right the fuck past all the mini enemies.
Oh, yeah.
And just get to the door, get to the boss fight, and move on.
That's like, the way I got the mini areas is just running past all the enemies.
You can just skip a fuckload. Yeah, that'll hurt you sometimes, but like if you don't need it and you or you've like beat it a ton of times before, just run past it. It'll save you hundreds of deaths.
Yeah, and hours and hours of your time. I mean, it's not that once you get the grips of Dark Souls in the beginning, it's not that necessary to level up quickly. Like I run past when I start a new game, I'll run past half of the shit, or I mean, I might kill them my first run through, but then I run past every other time instead of trying to gather souls on low level enemies. Because once you get to a certain point in the game, you'll be fighting enemies that drop 5,000 souls per kill, and you can level up extremely fast that way.
But I don't even know, like,
instead of having to do a whole 10-minute run just to get 1,000 souls in the beginning.
I don't know about you though, but there's still a fear element of it to me.
I'm not a high enough level?
No, of like just scary environments and bosses and boss sounds.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
Like
you're right.
It affects the shit out of
That's
me
true.
at first.
My first time playing through, I remember. Yeah.
Dark Souls 1, like I cleared that whole Dragon and Castletown area behind you, going up the flight of stairs at the first fireplace.
Yeah.
But once you like come back from New Londo and everything, and you got to advance to the Four Kings after you get the ring from the wolf and whatnot, and you start going down into the depths. You gotta go past the skeletons, which are hard as fuck, especially the tall ones.
Right.
But then you go into this dark tunnel that's got this dark spiral staircase filled with regenerating skeletons.
Yeah.
And then you go into this tunnel that's got like bone-made walls. And then there's more regenerative skeletons.
Area.
Yeah, the catacombs. The skeletons won't die until you find the summoner. And that's if you haven't died from the regenerating skeletons.
Yeah,
then you kill him. And thank God there's a campfire, but there's still more catacombs to go, and then there's like mazes, platforms, skeletons everywhere, casters and shit like that. And It's just
man, I broke a controller. I definitely broke a controller when I was playing Dark Souls 1.
It's like for me when it came to Dark Souls and Bloodborne, not Sekiro, but like I have to inch my way through these scary areas and die a fuckload before I can just like, okay, I know where I'm going and now I can just run through everything. Like, I have to dip my toe in the water before I just jump in.
Yeah, oh yeah, that for sure. When I went into the catacombs on Dark Souls 1 for the first time, I was inching my way around and staying up against the walls and so that nothing can come from my one side and scaling the walls.
So you just started playing Sekiro?
Yeah, I just started it this week actually. It's pretty good so far.
Yeah.
I like some of the aspects they added to that from Dark Souls, like the grapple and everything.
Dude,
and the
it's
hand.
so good.
I haven't got too far yet, but for the couple upgrades that I've seen for the hand, it's pretty awesome.
Dude, you need to get oh man, I'm forgetting the name of it, but it's a sword equipment for your prosthetic that does poison damage.
Oh, nice.
It is ill, dude. Yeah, man. Sekiro was great. That was the first Souls-like game that I played and beat completely that got me into the franchise, really.
As big of a Dark Souls fan as I am, I'm surprised I'm just now getting into Sekiro. I actually got it last Christmas as a gift.
Yeah.
And it's just been sitting in my game collection, and I hadn't played it at all yet until just recently. I was like, you know what? I'm going to play this. I don't know why I haven't yet, and so far I'm enjoying it.
I game share with our homie Jordan, and he bought it because he thought it was an entirely different kind of game. Mm-hmm. He thought it was like some cool, sweet, fast-paced ninja type shit.
Ninja Gaiden style.
Yeah,
stuff.
like he didn't know it was gonna be a
like
Dark Souls like game.
Probably.
Yeah, so he bought it and I played it and I realized almost immediately that it was a Souls like game.
Yeah, for sure.
But it had like more mobility, which made me feel safer because Dark Souls is so bulky with the movement, you know?
Oh, yeah.
The moving, like just starting to move forwards or side to side, your character builds momentum. Mm-hmm. Like it's a slow step before he starts to go fast. Like you have to dodge roll everything. Like that's how like kind of slow paced the character movement is for that. But with Sekiro, you're like you're a shinobi.
All over the place.
Yeah, you're zipping everywhere. So you have like fast-paced mobility, and the jumping aspect is really cool.
It looks like in the Elden Ring trailer they had the zip or the grapple also, which would be cool.
Keep it up, dude.
Yeah, they should definitely add that.
But yeah, Sekiro was awesome. I was addicted, and I knew I was gonna beat it when I encountered this boss. Listeners, called the Great Ape. It's this giant silver gorilla. And he's a motherfucker, dude.
Is he?
He's a motherfucker.
I can't wait.
Yeah, you kill him, and then you're like, yay! And then it's not done yet.
Has another full health bar.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah. And, like, I spent 3 days dying to that first form. And I get to the second one, and I'm like, oh, I would have ripped my hair out. But the worst part...
there's a boss like that, too.
The worst part, though, is playing through it on your second gameplay, and beating it like the second death.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That was more infuriating.
Yeah.
I think I was more mad at myself than I was at the game.
Right.
But yeah, that game's incredible.
I was the same way with Dark Souls 3 on the Undead Legion. They have 2 health bars, and once you get to the second phase, he gets another full health bar, and I remember just thinking, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Because I struggled with the first part so much, my first time playing through it.
Yeah.
Just like you were saying, it took me a while, and then I thought I beat him, and they're like, "Nope, you thought wrong."
What I really liked about Sekiro, especially, was that it made you look cool. Mm-hmm. Like some games struggle with that. Like they got the aesthetic, you got the armor and the swords, but like you looked cool playing it, and you felt cool playing it. Like you'll encounter these bosses that make you mash like the parry and guard button so many times, and when you pull it off successfully, it's amazing, you know.
It's
like
satisfying.
Yeah, like you'll encounter like these centipede-esque humans that got like a sword in every hand, and they're hitting you like a million times, so you're just mashing the parry like a dozen times, and when you get it off and they're exhausted and you get that critical strike and you just gut them, it's such a good, satisfying feeling.
I bet,
yeah. The combat system for Sekiro is incredible. And then as soon as I beat that, I transferred into Bloodborne.
Bloodborne's awesome.
Because I was hungry for more Souls-like games, but I was like, I'm not getting into Dark Souls yet. Like as soon as I thought about my last experiences, I'm not ready for that still.
Yeah.
Like that still bums me out thinking about it.
Dude, if you beat Bloodborne, you can definitely beat Dark Souls.
I wrecked Bloodborne.
That's what I mean.
I've wrecked Bloodborne 4 times, and I can't wait to wreck it again.
There might be some more challenging bosses in Dark Souls, but overall, the gameplay is very similar. You could definitely beat Dark Souls.
It's just so
Dark Souls
fun.
has the couple bosses that just get you stuck for a while and make you want to
quit.
For
real. I mean, Bloodborne does too, but I mean,
Dark Souls is the master of that.
Yeah, because there's not like Bloodborne's got some bosses where it'll send you it'll have a boss where it's not just one, it's multiple, but not on the scale that Dark Souls does.
Right.
There's one specifically where you have to fight off 3 or 4 hunters at once, and they're a boss, and they all have a flamethrower and they can hit you from across the map and shit like that. But the 4 kings are 4 giant monstrous creatures that can hit you with monstrous swords from basically anywhere on the battlefield, and it's just it's
unforgiving.
It really is.
Definitely is.
So how many times have you so you're getting into Sekiro right now?
Yeah, I'm getting into Sekiro now.
Do you remember where you were last?
In Sekiro?
Yeah.
I just faced the first boss and got past the first boss.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
So I'm still really early. I just turned it on for an hour the other night. But it's good so far. I'm excited to play more, and I also just bought the new Resident Evil Village, which I downloaded but had not played yet. I'm going to do that this weekend.
Oh, dude, Resident Evil Village fucks.
I can't wait. I love Resident Evil games, and Donald, my stepdad's the one who got me into Resident Evils. I remember as a kid watching him play it and being slightly scared, but I could not turn away. I always wanted to watch him play it. Yeah. And then there'd be times where I'd try to play it when I was a kid, and then I'd get too scared and couldn't play it, and I'd just want him to play so I could watch.
Yeah, dude, I know exactly what you mean. I would have, my brother Stevie would play it late at night, and I remember, you know, the scene where I think it's Chris is in this hallway room with this black guy cop who's bleeding out and dying. I remember it so vividly, sitting next to him while he's reading through the dialogue and listening to this and shit. And I just remember the red lighting of it, the angle, the interesting camera angle that Resident Evil was always famously known for in their older games and shit. And then there was times where they would be gone, obviously, but I'd be around and I would turn it on and try to play, and I would play on their saves and stuff and just move around, and I would just get scared immediately and turn that shit off.
Yeah.
I'm not playing. I'm not fucking their game up, and I'm not scared myself.
I'm gonna play it, and then I'd turn it on, and 2 minutes later, I'm turning it back off.
Yeah, man.
I'll wait for Dad to get home to play it so I can watch him.
Yeah, man. The bright and sunny RPGs were my fucking stilo when I was younger, dude. I was I remember Jak and Daxter was my shit.
Jak and Daxter was awesome. Ratchet and Clank was awesome.
If anyone remembers this, my first platformer I played, I remember renting it from Hollywood Video back in the day. It was the New Jersey. I think it was the New Jersey Devil or Jersey Devil.
I haven't played that one.
It's this weird little purple devil with red boots and wings, and I think he's got blacked out eyes and red pupil.
Okay.
He's got horns and a tail. It was very Halloween horror-esque, but it was kiddie and shit, but it still made me feel weird with the music and soundtrack. And you collected pumpkins, jack-o'-lanterns were the precursor orbs you collected that you ran around the place.
Every game that style had something that you would collect.
Yeah, man, all of them. There was the pumpkins and then Spyro.
Did you ever play Gex?
Fuck yes, I played Gex, awesome. Dude. Get your hands off me, you damn dirty ape.
Gex was awesome.
Dude, Gex had some of the best fucking quotes ever. I was just looking those up just a little bit ago, actually, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Gex was awesome.
I used to play the shit out of Gex with Clint, because Clint had all of the good games.
Yeah.
Clint literally had all the good games growing up. Like, here's some quotes that Gex had, and they're all like they're all segmented, so he has to be doing one of these actions for him to say these. So like there's when he's doing a tail attack, there's get your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape. It's tail time. Yes, that's 12 years of Full House. Time to go postal. Say hello to the floor. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Like, dude, he had the best shit ever. Move like a butterfly, sting like a gecko. Like, he had the best stuff, man. Judo chop, baby, yeah.
Had the quotes for days.
Dude, he had like tons of quotes. Like, this is what it was like a night at so and so's house. I don't know. It was just classic stuff. And then it moved on. Like, they stopped doing adult-esque like platformer games like that. They dove heavy into like kid ones. Spyro came out. Spyro was heavy. There was Jak and Daxter. There was Ratchet and Clank. There was Tak and the Power of Juju.
There's so many of them.
Did you play it like Tak and the Power of Juju?
No, I never played that.
Dude, it was fucking good. There's 3 of them, actually.
I never played them. I only played that style game. I did the Jak and Daxters and Ratchet and Clanks, and then Sly Cooper. Sly Cooper, if you count that as...
Dude, Sly Cooper was the shit.
Yeah, Sly Cooper was awesome.
Sly Cooper got, like, exponentially better with every sequel.
Mm-hmm. It sure did.
Like, the first one, you, like, got to creep around and, like, sneak on walls and pickpocket keys, but the second one, you were, like... learning combat techniques from your ancestors,
right,
from like the book you collected. It was cool ass shit, dude.
Those games were awesome.
All right, but we've been nerding out for a hot ass minute, and that's basically what I do. I guess that was kind of a tease, listeners, into what I plan to do with my own solo show. That I'm definitely going to continue to plug on the Bastard Sermon. That I will continue to do, but we're going to keep this thing rolling. And talk about some other stuff for, I don't know, let's do maybe another half hour for the Patreon.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't think we have too much in us. We're trying our best. I'm trying my best for you guys. But thank you guys for listening. That was our episode. We did our hour. And I just want to do our plugs for our sponsors. Thank you guys for listening. As always, we are sponsored by Kneel to No One. That's KNEELTONOONE.com. KneelToNoOne.com. Go ahead and hit him up for some quality beer drinking glassware. He's got some of the greatest shit out there. He's got the Slime Hop Thulu beer glasses. I drink out of mine all of the time. Not necessarily with beer because I'm not a big drinker, but it's still a comfortable hold and a good glass to drink out of nonetheless. Also hit him up for some commissions. He's got art shows coming up again. He's got some stuff in the works. Be sure to follow him. And we are also sponsored by Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop is the best when it comes to top-of-the-line quality glassware. If you want to get some of your smokage needs and necessities, you want to head there for the prices, I'm telling you. From water pipes to perhaps Kratom or bowls or Delta 8. They have Delta 8 THC, which is legal marijuana that you can buy. That does get you a little high, I'm telling you. It's good stuff.
It does.
It's good stuff. Go ahead and hit them up and let them know that you're a bastard, and they'll hook you up with a 15% discount. And you can find Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop at 2 locations. At 11424 Montgomery Road, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45249, and at 937 Monmouth Street, Newport, Kentucky, 41071. Hit them up and give them your business. They won't disappoint, I promise.
Do it.
Do it. And now we are going to swap over to our Patreon for a short little quick episode. And if you want to listen to that, you can join us at patreon.com/thebastardservant. It is only $5. It'll come with an extra bonus episode, along with any other side content that Cody or I are working on at the time. And believe me, I am cracking the whip on making sure he gets these episodes out on time. He's been doing a little better this week and last, but I'm gonna crack the whip. Best believe. Thanks, guys, and thank you for listening.